guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name's Millie and I am the person behind Blink Lettering. Today I've got a great little video for you if you're really interested in learning modern calligraphy or brush lettering and you're really struggling on the best way to start. I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 tips for beginners. So let's just dive right in and start with tip number 1. The first tip I have for you is start small. What I'm talking about is your nib. I see so many people who jump into calligraphy using a brush pen like a Tombow ABT dual brush pen, which are so beautiful and so fun to write with. However, the nibs are really big and it makes it really hard to control and create beautiful letters. I know so many people who started with pens like that and they've given up straight away and that's it. So my recommendation is that you start small. Start with a small brush pen. My absolute favourite is the Pentel brush sign pen. If you've been following me on Instagram for a while, then you'll know that I like to chat about it a lot. It is my absolute favourite pen. I have a whole pot on my desk. I don't keep any other pens on my desk apart from the Pentel brush sign pen. All of the others are kept behind me. You can also use the Tombow Fudenoski brush pens. These are like the little sister of the Tombow ABT dual brush pens. They still come in quite a few bright bold colours, but they are so much easier to use. Now, if you're really wanting to learn calligraphy with a dip pen, that can be a whole nother kettle of fish. I really recommend starting with a small brush pen. The great thing with a small brush pen is it's already got the ink in there, so you're not having to worry about dipping your pen in any ink, and the nib is already prepped too. So if you're looking to do any sort of calligraphy, then I really recommend you start with the Pentel or Tombow small tip pens, and that'll be a great start to your calligraphy journey. Okay, now on to number 2. My second piece of advice is to practice a small amount every day. It's much better for you to practice 10 minutes a day, every day, than it is to practice an hour once every 2 weeks. Calligraphy is all about building muscle memory and getting your hand used to working in a particular way to create the letter forms. And just like any sort of skill, for us to be able to build that muscle memory, we need to continue practicing it every day. Think about it like going to the gym. If you went to the gym once a month for 2 hours, you're never going to get any fitter. Whereas if you went to the gym 20 minutes a day, every day, not that I recommend going every day to the gym because you need a day off, but if you're doing short bursts every day, then you will see improvement. I also think that calligraphy can feel quite daunting and it's really easy to compare yourself to other people. So it can get frustrating if you've been doing it for like a couple of hours and you can't see any improvement. So that's why I really recommend to all of my students to only do like 10-15 minutes practice a day initially. And then once you start developing that muscle memory, then you'll be able to find that you can do calligraphy for longer and you'll be able to have some more breaks between when you do calligraphy. But I really recommend you just do a small amount each day. So for example, when the kettle's boiling, keep a pen and paper next to the kettle and then you can just have a little play with your brush pens while it's boiling. Also, if you ever need to pop to a shop and you need to get a couple of things like milk and bread, then write your shopping list in calligraphy. It's a great way of practicing. This is why it's also good to start off with those small brush pens because they're super portable and you can use them wherever you are in the house. You don't have to worry about dipping the nib in any ink, and you can also use smaller sheets of paper when you're doing calligraphy. When you start using the larger brush pens, you'll notice that you need much bigger pieces of paper because your letters will be bigger. Okay, let's go on to number 3. My third tip for learning calligraphy is track your progress. I still have some calligraphy pieces from all the way back when I first started. I still have them in this room, and every so often when I'm tidying up or I'm having a sort out, I find them, and it just makes me so happy to see how far I have come. And Especially when I'm having those moments of self-doubt or imposter syndrome, looking at those pieces are really reassuring. Now, you might be a bit overwhelmed keeping everything. If you're practicing 10 minutes every day, then that's a lot of paper that could build up. If you're not one to keep things and collect things and you live in a very clean, tidy, minimalist house, that's totally fine. You could always set up a dedicated Instagram account. I actually did this probably a couple of months after I started calligraphy. Part of the reason I did it was because I figured that my friends didn't really want to see me posting calligraphy all the time on my own personal Instagram. And also creating that dedicated account made me want to do it every day. I wanted to share something every day with the small amount of people who were following me at the time. And I was just so proud of creating something every day. Having a dedicated account like that will also help you do the small amount of practice each day and make you feel more accountable. Even after just a month, you'll definitely start noticing improvement in your calligraphy and your lettering. And also over a couple of months, you'll start to see how your style will develop and change. And you'll start to understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you when you're creating your letter forms. Okay, advice number 4. My 4th piece of advice is join a community. This could be on Facebook, or it could be on Instagram, or perhaps you even have a collection of friends that also want to learn calligraphy, and you could learn together and you could share your work and your progress together. Instagram is an amazing tool for being part of a community because of all the amazing hashtags out there. You can join in on those and feel like you're part of that community. One thing that I first did when I started doing calligraphy and lettering and I set up my Blink lettering account was actually take part in lettering challenges. So there are many different challenges that you'll find all over Instagram. If you go to, I think it's Lettering Challenges HQ, they actually share all the monthly challenges each month. So it's a really good place to go and look for something. But I just remember doing these challenges and feeling like a part of a community and following how everyone else was doing and getting inspired by other people as well. And it was so exciting to be part of this community and learning with other people and actually starting to make friends with other people as well. There's some calligraphers that I still talk to like 4-5 years later since when I first started. And we've created a really lovely online friendship. There's also lots of lovely Facebook groups out there. If you're based in the UK, I actually have a UK calligraphy and lettering Facebook, which is open for anyone in the UK to join. You don't even have to own a pen to be able to join. It's welcome to beginners and experienced calligraphers alike. So it's a great place to see what other people are sharing, to also seek advice as well. Okay, we're now on to my 5th and final tip for beginners. So I think the biggest thing to understand with calligraphy is that calligraphy is completely different to handwriting. Handwriting and calligraphy aren't the same. Cursive writing and calligraphy are also not the same. I actually have a YouTube video already on the differences between handwriting, cursive and calligraphy. I'll leave a clickable I button in the corner. That corner. Can never remember which one. If you did want to go check out that video, then you can head over there now. I'll also leave a link in the description below. Essentially, the letters in calligraphy are created using a series of strokes called calligraphy drills. When you start doing these drills, they really don't look like much, but you'll start to learn that these random strokes can come together to create letter forms. So it's really important to understand how these letter forms are created. It's kind of like going back to when you're 4 or 5 years old and you're learning to write again, but you're doing it with a brush pen. So I'd really take your time understanding these drills, learning how to create them, and building the muscle memory in your hand. Once you've built that muscle memory for all of these individual strokes, when it comes to creating the letter forms, you're going to find it so much easier. If you have no idea what these calligraphy drills are and you haven't even picked up a brush pen before, I do have a 7-day free calligraphy drills challenge, which is starting on the 1st of March. As you can guess by the name, it's a calligraphy challenge that goes on for 7 days. I run it in this format so you can learn alongside a community of other people. It also encourages you to do a little bit of practice each day and not get overwhelmed and try and do everything in one go. If you want to find out a little bit more about this 7-day drawers challenge, I'll leave a link in the description below so you can find out a little bit more and sign up to join this amazing community. So there you go. Those are my 5 tips. Start with a small brush pen, practice 10 to 15 minutes a day, track your progress, join a community, and start understanding how the letters are formed in calligraphy using drills. I hope you found it helpful and it's given you a little bit of direction on where to go next. If you do want to join in with that 7-day calligraphy challenge, then don't forget to click on the link in the description below so you can find out more and sign up. I can't wait to start this next challenge and have lots of lovely people like you joining in, learning their drills and starting their calligraphy journey. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up because that really helps out my channel and it means that I can create more free content like this for you guys. Also, if you're interested in seeing more videos on tutorials and reviews, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you very soon. Bye!